All right, we had the women fighting at flyweight. LT, you watched this fight.
Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko.
Mm.
Smooth.
So I think, if I'm not mistaken, Shevchenko came out. Grasso was the champion.
Yep.
Correct. Strap, get a backstory. You
So-
paint the backstory better than me.
So Valentina Shevchenko is one of the greatest female fighters in the UFC history. And you know, with fighting is styles make fights. Sometimes you're good at something, but there'll always be an awkward person that will come to your trap and just do something that you've never anticipated, or your style just doesn't match with that person, and they'll always beat you. It happens in boxing. We've seen that with Madonna and Mayweather, regardless of what the judges saw. I saw Mayweather struggling with this style. Like, however great Mayweather is, he struggled. Maybe the second fight, I could see Mayweather adjusted and fought it very carefully and very. He was very effective on how his micro movements were working, so he could move away from that weird looping overhead punch that Marcos Madonna was throwing. That's the same thing in UFC. There's some fighters that come and just give your fighter a problem, just the same way we look at in boxing. Joshua fighting the current heavyweight champion right now from Ukraine, Usyk. There's nothing Joshua can do to solve that problem. Physically, his body cannot handle the movement of this smaller fighter, and so on and so forth. That's the same thing as Valentina Shevchenko. Amazing kickboxing fighter, good balanced ground game. But today she had the luck of the draw after two fights prior, because she lost the belt to her. Shevchenko lost her belt to Grosso. They fought again. They drew, but the champ keeps the belt. And then this third time, Shevchenko had to adjust and take it to the ground a couple of times. She had so many ways that she took it to the ground and dominated Grosso and ran away with the belt again as the champion in the flyweight. So flyweight division.
I echo that. So it was a dominant performance from Shevchenko. There's no question as to who was the winner of this one. Grasso only found herself on top maybe two times the whole fight,
right?
Maybe, and yeah, it's pure domination. Not a whole lot more to say.
Yep. All right, on to the next. We're flying through these MMA fights, but they were great fights nonetheless. We have Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopez. Brian Ortega, well-decorated UFC fighter. He's been around for a long time. He has been a championship contender twice, I believe. Diego Lopez, I'm not sure he's been a title contender before, but he has been around quite a bit. This fight really and truly should have been... Diego Lopez should have ended it quick if he had kept it on the feet. Lopez should have... There were times he was doing takedowns but Ortega was in trouble from the beginning, and long story short,
it was an interesting fight, but I can only watch with one eye, and I was watching it between rounds because it was happening simultaneously with the boxing main event.
Yeah. If Lopez had kept it to the feet and not wanting to take down, because I understand when you're doing a takedown, you're trying to get points for the judges and stuff like that. If you just like, I'm not, screw the points for the takedown, I'm going for the finish, I think Lopez could have finished Ortega. But, nevertheless, he did win the fight, and it was all unanimous, and he won the decision. So salute to Lopez for beating a legend. Let's see what's next. What other cards do we have? Let me see here on my notes. We have Daniel Helhuber, if I'm saying that right, versus Esteban Rabovich. Am I saying that right? Rabovich. So this was one of those fights where it could have gone either way. Daniel Helhuber could have won the fight, and he had good moments. But I actually even dropped Robovic with an elbow, spinning elbow. But it's fighting. He didn't do enough by that third round. Robovic was busy, and he got the win, to say the least. He got the decision because he was busy. He was just reining in on them punches and just being the busier fighter in the third. The judges had to give him that victory. So on to the next. We run through these so we could make our 1 hour time mark.
I was watching some of this in and out, and it was entertaining. I was just trying to more so concentrate on positioning myself to get the waitress attention, but
Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Ode Osborne. This was another interesting one following a first round knockdown. But Rodriguez didn't take advantage of that. But when it was all said and done, Rodriguez still won the fight, but still in that essence of like, dog, you had a first round knockdown. There was some tricky situations where Osborne kind of took it to a point where, yo, bruh, you should have finished this guy when you had to finish him. But again, when you score a knockdown in the first round, that counts a lot. And these are only 3-rounders, remember. The main event has 5 rounds. So I believe Osborne was he capitalized the moment, but it was not enough. And Ronaldo won the fight. So salute to both fighters. Luckily, both fighters came out safe and good. And they're able to come back and fight another day. But